So if he's second in command, and this is a and this is an art, there is the general of the army, and then there's the general.
Oh. Okay, sure.
And then lieutenant general, major general, and brigadier general.
Okay. So I guess then this would be the general, but not the general of the army. And then Eve's brother is the lieutenant general.
Yeah, I think technically general of the army is the president of the United States for us.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would be Commander Man. I don't remember.
Yes, Commander Man, my favorite.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Opulus Ducius.
Opulus Ducius.
Yep.
Nice.
Seems there's some real dookie in this army.
Let's see. Okay. So if you guys good to go? Or still kind of wrapping up character changes?
Oh, I wasn't. Are we doing it?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just doing mine later, but I'm ready to go whenever.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you guys just want to
I'm just
increment,
fixing.
like everyone can
some
at least
settings.
increment your level on the character sheet to get like the automatic calculations.
Yep, I did.
Because that's easy enough. But, okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah. Lieutenant General Milo looks up at the general and then over at the party. Says, Godslayers. Then are you the ones who killed Explicita?
In the flesh.
Heard rumors about that, but haven't gotten the whole story from anyone yet. I'd be interested to hear it. Are you here to... Have you been sent then to help with the Burning Man, or are you...
We
Are you
will
heading straight to
do our
Salamander?
part.
Okay.
We'll do our part to assist as much as we can before we make way before the rascals can get too far ahead.
Very well. Very well.
But are you, by chance, also heading after Salamander?
Us? No, not directly, not presently.
Oh, thank God. Eve, literally lifts her. Oh, keeping up that act was very tiring.
Eve? Evelina.
Yes. We'll talk more about it later, but yes, killed a god. Yeah. Father's intrigued. You know.
He, looks stunned, looks to the general. The general looks at him like, explanation? He stands up, straightens himself a little, and clears his throat. It's like, sorry, General, may I introduce my sister, Evelina Milo? I didn't know she was coming. Father did not send word, and neither did she, and... Well, frankly, I'm quite surprised, as you are.
Well, lots happened, last... I don't know. Did we say month? Month sound good to the rest? Looking at
Like
Ludwig,
2?
so-
It's been like 2 months.
Ludwig got bit.
It's been... yeah, I guess it's been 2 months. Like,
It's
basically
been like
2 months to the day.
It's been like almost.
It hasn't been almost 3 months. It's been barely 2 months.
Yeah, it's like somewhere in between a month and a half and 2 months.
Yeah. I have the actual dates. It's been... what am I doing? Okay, I don't have the actual days. Yeah, it's been almost 2 months exactly. Like 2 months and 2 days.
Seth, it's so good to see you. I do apologize for the mess that we made in Eden.
Also, I probably should have mentioned this, but today is like the new year in the in-game world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. all been busy. So perhaps you didn't know what they're at. But let's see. What is this?
So is this basically New Year's Eve or New Year's itself?
New Year's itself. It is January 1st right now. So I guess
Ludwig
it's
is
been-
actually probably excited that he missed the holiday with no celebrations.
Fair. Yeah, so I think the in-game realization of this is like Lieutenant General Milo looking over to you and saying, "Well, Evelina, quite the way we've chosen to spend the new year, I say."
You and me both. Had quite a long, strange trip.
He
By
nods.
the way, these are my compatriots. This is Sonos. I've really got a last name from him. Which is true, right? You haven't
Yeah.
given us your last, right?
Yeah.
This is my friend Ludwig of House. Was it Footclaw?
No, Clawfoot. Footclaw. When have you ever heard? Hello.
He,
And I'm not sure if you've ever met any of the Abishans, but this is Solus from their house.
I believe we never had the pleasure of meeting
Nice to see
formally,
you
but
with some clothes on.
like stops what he's saying. And after a moment, he's like, "We've met."
You tell. Like, kind of like glancing back and forth.
There will be time for stories later, I believe. We've got a like just slaps the map.
Have you fucked my brother?
The implication is that I may or may not have fucked your brother.
Yeah.
It's also entirely possible that I may have just had to do something that wasn't necessarily fucking your brother that made me see him naked.
It's possible.
It's all just there.
Right. But yeah, he slaps the map and he's like, we have planning to do. Lieutenants and gods to kill and all that. Is this?
Yes. What can you tell us about this lieutenant guy? I think he's kind of he's phase 1, if you will.
It's like, yes, he's got a camp to the north. Not far. Just brazenly close. We haven't been able to rout him yet. But wood temporary fortifications. He himself is a... We don't really know what he is, but appears to be some kind of werewolf. Has eyes of fire and cloak of flame and all sorts of other exaggerated stories. I haven't seen him myself yet, but
Well,
they have
I'm not sure those are so exaggerated. We may have run into a few of his offspring, I guess.
Oh. How unsettling. They have the Eye of Flame thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, basically. That's real. Just a silly question. These guys are all fire, right?
Well, presumably the lieutenant is. He's borrowed some of Salamander's power.
You keep saying you're building wooden fortifications?
I said they had wooden fortifications, but yes, here we have also had to make do with what we had.
Okay, yeah, I think we're both aware of... yeah, okay. It's just a bad mix is all I'm trying to say.
Looks at the general. It's like, we are well aware. This wasn't entirely meant to stand up to the assault of actual fire.
I do believe their plan is to meet them outside the fortification somewhere.
Yes, no, we're not waiting for them to come here. We're going to strike their camp.
So do
much
you
better
have,
pattern.
like, a lot of water supplies or something ready?
We are not hauling buckets of water into battle, if that's what you mean.
Yeah,
have
but
several casters who will, sheath some of us in fire protection, but there is no way to protect the entire force. But most of their force are not, not pyromancers or some such. They're just regular soldiers with bows and sword.
Yeah, but what if the man himself shows up?
Then, well, Brass is on the way. He has expressed that. Well, he has expressed that he will take the first crack.
He's right behind us.
Nods. Yeah, I was expecting him to arrive today. Yes.
Well, say we take the first crack.
Uh,
How do you think that plays out?
That
No.
sounds-
Look, I've done a lot of growing up since you last saw me. Killed a god, no big deal.
Well, if you have sufficient fire protection of some sort, then I don't know. Presumably you. I haven't seen your combat abilities, so presumably you get close and do the god slaying thing that you have presumably practiced.
But Eve, don't you remember that part of the growing up is you learned that it's good to have a team around you, especially a large, maybe small army that could distract the lieutenant while you go in to actually do the killing?
Yes, but I really want to give Brass himself the crack at this thing. I was kind of hoping to test our metal, see exactly what we're standing up against.
I didn't realize that we got like bonus points for actually, killing the lieutenant.
Lieutenant General Milo looks around a little uncomfortable. Just like, have you all taken part in this kind of military operation? It sounds like your experience lies elsewhere.
Well, let's hear your plan first.
Well,
Is he asking if if any of us just have general military experience?
basically, yeah.
Sonus would then kind of nod, I guess.
Is he human?
He's a half-elf. The general is human.
Do we know
Yeah,
the
so,
general's name too?
This guy, no.
Solace just strides up to him and is like, I've lived 2.5 your lifetimes, and I've seen more than my fair share of combat.
I apologize. I did not mean to offend Lord Abishan.
Now, if you would kindly get along with explaining your plan, maybe we can find an adjustment we can make.
Certainly.
Eva's dumbfounded that you talk to her brother like that. Her she's just agape. Her mouth is like, did she? Hey, never mind.
Would I have any previous knowledge of any of these individuals from
Well,
my...
also that was not to the brother, that was to the general, right?
Oh.
Because the general is the human.
All right. Yeah, Eva's still a little because that's also her brother's superior.
Right. But at the same time, the general consensus in your family is probably that this general's fine, but your brother should
Not
be
gonna
running
be
this
around
place
forever,
already. Yeah. But yeah, so the general clears his throat. It's well, we are. Their fortification is not impressive. Simply a camp. They're relying on the strength of their lieutenant. So we are simply going to siege it with our forces, storm the front gate, overwhelm them before they can pull some sorcerous trickery, and Brass is going to go cut off the head, so to speak. They're not deeply embedded. They have a fort flimsier than ours. We could knock down the walls without trouble. They don't even have a gate on the front. They just have barricades that can be easily cleared.
Do you have any knowledge of their number?
We think that they are... We don't have an accurate count, but we think that they are maybe 100 at most.
Are you concerned perhaps that this is just a trap? I'm just saying, you just said it looks super easy to take their camp, and that you could just basically waltz right in and do it. I mean, that's bad planning.
They do not know of our reinforcements. They don't know Brass has arrived. They don't know his strength. They also have experience with these things. These new divinities.
Seth, do you really think all the hubbub around Brass is true? I mean, stories talk about him as if he's like some sort of god himself.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
How long has Brass been a part of the Brass Scales?
He's been leading it for like probably 2 years, I think. About.
Have they been around forever?
What?
No, the brass scales are brand new. He there were some bronze darters that he basically took a bunch of them and broke off like a bunch of the elite bronze darters.
Okay.
What is would I know of Brass in any way from my past? Was he a member of the Bronze Starters, or would I have come across him or anything?
You know that he was not a member of the bronze darters.
Sorry, I'm back. I just blew soot in my eye because I'm an idiot.
Oh jeez. Ow. Yeah, no, he definitely wasn't part of the bronze starters, but for more you can make a society check. You can even make an underworld check.
All right.
Underworld, Froggers.
Okay.
That is a perfect roll. So
Nice.
So
Hey man, Brass is dirty.
let me see.
God.
Hold on.
Dirty brass. They call it bronze.
I'm gonna blow this case wide open.
I'm gonna send you a message on. Do I even have? Yeah, I'm gonna send you a message on Discord.
okay.
So there's that, and in addition, he started out as a lone mercenary and just taking ridiculously hard jobs that also gave him good public perception.
How long has he been? I'm wondering if I would have ever come across him before
Right.
Sonus would have went to prison.
Well, the thing is, he's human, but so you just saw him, and you know that, he looked to be actually younger than you. He looked to be 30-ish, right?
Okay, yeah, and Sonus is 38. So
Yeah, but you have been hearing about him since you were new at the Bronze Starters, since you were just starting out.
okay.
You've heard rumors of a guy named Brass doing ridiculously impressive things.
Okay, but I would have
Son.
Okay.
Oops.
That's fine.
So yeah, you ask if this Brass is all that, and
That brass.
yeah, Seth just nods, and then he kind of looks over, he remembers that he should supply details, that's not just a given. He's like, yes, he's. I mean, where to start? He's protected whole villages from, if you believe the rumors, he's protected whole villages from Salamander raids just on his own since Salamander started becoming active. He's delved into the dark places of the continent and come back with treasure. He's very storied. I don't know what's true and what's not, but I think he's something. I think he's something impressive. Whatever that something may be. He's competent, at least.
Well, then I definitely think we should bring him along.
Seth just kind of nods. He's like, yes, I think that would be wise.
How long were you thinking before we attack?
Well, now the brass has arrived, we're going to organize and strike tomorrow.
Right, yes, that's not enough time for me to take and make too many heat-resistant potions, but I could come up with a few for tomorrow morning.
That would be very useful for your group if you plan on attacking the lieutenant yourself.
I believe that is our expertise, you know, is the fabled god killers. Although we are missing our strongest member.
Yes, Ben Griff.
Sonus, as everyone is saying this, would like talk over them, like just.
He hears strongest member, and his brain is like, "I'm the strongest member.
I'm
Look at my
lying
muscles."
hard.
He's just like flexing in the back.
Just doing paddle lifts.
Curling it.
Seth,
Yeah.
by any chance, would you be able to? Would you and your men be able to? See, I'm not good at the whole cutting through armies thing, but if you get us up close and personal with the lieutenant, I can promise you that we'll take it down.
He nods. He's like, how are you at Very well. He looks over at the general and he's like, I think the current plan is mostly fine if you let myself and two of our casters go around back with any gestures to your party. It's like, I think we can make a secondary entrance for them. And General considers that. It's like, it's taking away a lot of crucial resources to give your friends a shot at the lieutenant who will surely die by Brass's hand anyway.
If you're just gonna speak up and do a diplomacy check, be like, well, you're not exactly sure of that, but you know, one thing you are sure of. We killed a demigod down in so this was the town called again? Oh, sorry, not
Orlane.
deception. I meant to do diplomacy, but it's the same role.
Okay.
It was Orlane.
Oh, yes, Orlane. That's
Solus, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I said Orlane.
Oh no, I mean it sounded like you were speaking up before that too. Is anyone else's music just like randomly stopping?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say something, but then I realized it doesn't add anything,
Oh, okay.
and like
Oh, no,
I don't
I'm a
think
fan.
necessarily Solus would save it, so I'm just not gonna say it.
Okay. Let me just. Okay. Sure. So I think the general thinks on it for a moment and then kind of hesitantly says, "Yes, fine. Having a contingency wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If you ultimately weaken the lieutenant and Brass will rise to clean up your mess, that's fine." And like, Seth just kind of furrows his brow and looks at him, but it's, you know... He's a little displeased with that like, slight. But it's not really his place to speak up about it. But he's offended on your behalf, Eve.
Seth, why is it that we require 2 of the mages?
Oh, they're just going to help me knock a hole in their back wall.
Oh, I'm plenty good at that.
Very well.
Well, we have to ask if there's a door there first. Have you tried a wall yet?
I thought I did. But maybe I didn't.
You might have. I'm trying to remember. You've definitely gone through a lot of stuff.
A lot.
But they will have archers in the... They have towers on all 4 corners of their fort. They will have archers upon those towers. Doesn't look like they have...
It would be very, very gracious of you to supply those people. I don't think we should, just reject that.
Yeah, he's like already planning a way to approach, and then you start saying that, and he looks up. He's like, oh, do you have an alternative you would like to put forth?
Well, so I know we could definitely bring the mages. Alternatively, I could also make us 4 invisible, and we could just, walk in. If you guys are making distractions.
That's a thought. Okay. I don't, that doesn't sound like it would be terribly easy in the midst of combat, but perhaps if you can sneak in before, even just a minute before.
We would have about 10 minutes of invisibility time. If we had a map, roughly, of where we think the lieutenant is, we might be able to get to him.
Yeah,
But it would be a rush.
It's not a large fort. Like I said, it's kind of a temporary fortification. So, yes, we think that his tent is in the very back, just straight to the back of the fort. Kind of in plain view of the front door, it's a little brazen, but everything they've done is brazen.
It's quite literal. The artistry is unfounded.
A second thought as well, actually, kind of in that vein. What kind of silver weapons do you have?
Silver,
Yeah, this guy's a werewolf, right?
we don't actually... It has not been confirmed that he is. Some people... All of the Salamander's forces that we've captured say that he's some kind of devil.
Oh, good.
But,
I do tell him about the werewolf that was allied with Salamander above the city in the swamps of Orlais from here.
Okay. Yeah.
And that he too shared like the veil of fire, like the fiery eyes, and
Well, I have to thank you for stopping that threat. Yes, it seems like this individual might be the source of those stranger werewolves.
at the time I was not able to identify necessarily if the curse of lycanthropy was natural or not, but I do have at least a little evidence that it is a tainted form of lycanthropy.
I see. Well, we have no silver weapons in any case. We cannot provide you with that.
It's
I can
less
ask
of
if any-
providing me with it and more of providing your soldiers.
Oh,
Well, providing a whole army full of silver weapons. Commoners like them. I mean, there's no way they could fool.
Seth holds back a chuckle. It's like, Evelina is blunt but correct. That would be quite the strain on resources for perhaps limited gain, but
Do you... I guess this is... I understand if you can't tell me. But do you have people behind the scenes of the army that can give you more information?
here, no, not in the lieutenant's camp. Further to the north, we have some friends, but
Okay, that's good, that's good.
I have a question.
Mhm.
If he's a devil, right? If this like Burning Man guy is a devil,
sure.
and I want to know about him, would that be occultism?
I think it would
Probably
actually be religion.
Okay, well it's bardic lore.
Oof.
I'm gonna re-roll that actually.
Oh yeah, you have the
I'm gonna
bardic
use that.
lore reroll thing. I'm gonna by the way, I
Wow.
never remember to actually pass out hero points. I'm gonna pass one out to Eve for trying to hide here. Wow, fate just says you get a 12.
I do have dubious knowledge.
True. True. So
Yeah, that knowledge is pretty dubious, if I
Look,
don't say so
look.
myself.
yeah.
I learned a bit of true knowledge. Some of it is true, and some
Okay.
of it is just fucking made up.
Yep.
So
Alright. give me a moment on that. So, there is a rumor that he is actually the source of Salamander's power, and that's the direction that works, and not the other direction. And there is also a rumor that he was like technically summoned before Salamander came into power, and just like pledged his loyalty to Salamander by after being impressed with his strength, essentially.
So there is one true thing there,
Mhm.
that he would predate Salamander.
Yeah, I guess that does seem to be the case in either case. That
So-
like he was here.
I actually got 2 facts of true knowledge,
Well, kind of.
which is sick.
You got one fact of true knowledge from 2 potentially false things.
No, one of them has to be true,
Yeah.
and the other one is definitely wrong.
Yeah, they're both potentially false. They could, they can both be half truths, kind of.
You're
One
right.
is the full truth. One can be a not quite there.
My brother and I, one of us only always lies, and the other always tells the truth.
I should actually really look up how this like lore master's etude thing works, because I should just look that up at some point. I'm not gonna do it right now though. Anyway, I don't say anything. I'm just like,
Okay.
man.
I forgot
What
what
the
the
fuck?
last interaction before that was, so I think, yeah. Is that all the planning you guys would? Sorry, go ahead.
He was just gonna ask, like, so what time tomorrow we leave?
Well, we mobilize at dawn, so
So probably a little bit before that.
Yes, if you want to scout it out and get ready for your way inside, then that seems the best.
Yeah, if we can go in under the cover of night, that might be the easiest.
That might be.
And yeah, I don't think Ludwig has anything else in particular to do.
Okay.
Once this is over, Seth, I think we should talk. I'm sure you have many stories I would like to hear about your little sister.
He glances at Eve, says like,
Eva's doing a like eyes wide, like shaking her head, like pantomiming. No.
he chuckles. He's like, perhaps I should decline just to ensure I get through the night.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fair. I'm a little surprised I'm still around.
He chuckles? Like, he's pretty sure you're joking.
Pretty
and then-
sure.
And yeah, if you guys have no further questions there, I think they're going on and planning with your additions.
Do we want to grab a bite to eat before we head out or anything? We have a little bit of time.
I would say a drink, but last time I drank, things next morning didn't turn out so well.
Well, maybe we can hit up a mess hall or something.
Yeah, it's still like technically early, so yeah, you guys have time to eat, and you've got like technically 2 more like spots of movement you can make in the day, or like you can move and then start scouting. I don't know, whatever you'd like.
Because was it V34?
It's
that
X34.
the camp-
They're camped really close. It's like
Okay, so we could kind of go around it basically pretty easy.
yeah, if you wanted to. Yep, that would be possible. The camp is kind of like towards the far end. It's like in some hills at the very end of the like range of hills.
They seem to believe that this plan will be very cut and dry.
I'll be honest, I'm not so sure. This whole thing stinks like a trap to me.
Yeah, well, how could they possibly have planned for that?
You know what's crazy is I actually agree with you.
Is that crazy? Yes, Ludwig, why is that crazy?
Seems pretty normal. Everyone agrees with me all the time.
Oh, Blevin, look at all these foods we can eat. Quick.
Yeah. All right.
All the foods are actually foods you and Blevin would hate. You're just saying
well-
that to get away.
No, there's some like greasy like meat haunches that I'm sure Blevin's
yeah.
into. Yeah. It's you know
Little turkey legs or something.
yeah exactly. And actually, it's probably like feeding this many people. It's probably actually pretty shitty.
Oh,
Probably
yeah,
a lot of,
this
like,
is
dried
the best
jerky
stuff
and
we've
stuff,
had
but,
yet.
Yeah.
You can really sink your teeth into it.
And yeah, Eve's palate, it's probably all a little tough. And I mean that in texture and difficulty to choke down. High DC.
Eva's gonna like reach into her back and be like, well, I'm glad I bought these spices. Like literally like
Yeah.
put her own seasoning on the food.
That helps for sure.
Yeah, and when I do that, I get made fun of.
Doesn't yours make it like sizzle or something? Like does it make it change
Yeah, it would
colors?
probably like liquefy it and stuff. It's not. Yeah, it's not ideal.
Uh-huh.
Well, it is ideal, just not for everybody else.
Right? Yeah, for goblins.
Ideal for goblins and
Delicious.
they're quite different tongues. Yeah. So, you have
Well-
anything else to do in camp? Do you, how do you make your way to the enemy camp?
So we have one more day.
Yeah, you've got
One more explore action.
You've got two more explorer actions, and like a camp, a camp action.
Do we want to try to follow the river kind of around it, maybe?
Eva's like
right here.
sitting there like writing a letter.
Okay, and you guys like can have access to the watchtower if you want to like look at the landscape around you and ask me questions.
Yeah, if we kind of look, so we're able to see the camp from the tower.
Yeah, they have like you can see it barely peeking up over a set of hills. Yeah.
Okay. Are we kind of able to see like around it? Would we be able to sneak around behind it in the
So,
hills
oddly-
somewhat easily?
Yeah, like here and here are hilly enough that you can like probably get through. Like you're not going to be in sight of their camp. It would be a case of like running into a scouting party or something might be the biggest danger. Here, people are going to be able to see you for miles. Like you can see this entire hex. So it's like
Okay.
wide open grassland over there. With the exception of like there's probably a single big hill here. Like it's higher elevation here than like where the river follows. But that's like the only thing. There's no cover. Technically you could army crawl the whole way, but that it's like tall
That
grass.
would take days.
Yeah, that would take a while. You would have to move at 1/4 speed.
Sonus, didn't you take some of the clothes off of those salamander folks?
Oh.
We do actually have their cloaks.
Yeah, I mean, not to be a guy to have, a plan in a plan, but could we go out into the hills?
She cuts you
Disguise
off. Are you
ourselves?
saying we need to do a disguise? Like her eyes light up.
Yes, wow, okay, yeah, you're into this. Alright, sure.
Disguises are kind of like my thing. Don't you remember the Temple of Explicit?
Disguises so far have been literally everyone's thing except Solus.
Yeah, I know, I
sure.
know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could also do it.
Also, Solus doesn't Solus doesn't believe in in disguises.
That's okay. That's interesting.
Like he does, but like most of his like social role involves him being himself. Than
Gotcha.
just having to believe that people also generally people who are on the receiving end of the negative things that are occurring to them die.
Uh-huh.
So he doesn't need a disguise because he's just yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
How many cloaks do we have? Ludwig?
I think actually
guys
Sonus
have-
had those.
It was 5.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was
Well-
2 sword and shield guys and 2 archers and a sorcerer.
And I guess it's not so much they didn't have identifying cloaks. They were dressed as
Not Mart. Yeah,
generic
not Mark
travelers.
cloaks.
yeah, but they did have emblems. They had basically the holy symbol of Salamander.
Yeah, so we could kind of use that. We should have a few.
Was it can we fasten that onto our, was it
Oh, yeah.
fastened on their cloaks or something?
Yes, one of them was wearing it as a necklace thing, but yeah, it's they can use it as a cloak fastener. They did not because they were incognito, but yes.
Well, we'll just have to kind of keep an eye out if they have any of those stupid secret signs like the hand to the forehead stuff. You remember that? We gotta pick up on that this time.
Another flashback to the
oof.
ogre just doing that around the corner. That was my favorite. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna think about religion, and so is it kind of like a religion The Salamander cult.
Yeah, it kind of like depends on the person, but like that sorcerer sure seemed on the religious side. It seemed like all the other goons were just kind of hired. And
No
that's
idea.
probably about all you know. Yeah, you don't know the intricacies of it, but you know the basic, you know.
You just
Ah,
gonna
yes,
shrug and be
well.
like,
Fire and burning and the light of our Lord.
he's gonna shrug and be like, well, I mean, Sevenus can just shoot fire, right?
Yeah, that actually might kind of, make them think like, oh, these guys are big.
Sevenus, you can shoot fire, right?
Can you? Can you just like choose not
I
to
believe.
shoot wind?
Yeah, so I think what like the sorcerer bloodlines do is like they can shoot but they can also opt to make the fireball like whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's only their bloodline spells, so I think if he has flaming as like a normal, do it.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Sure.
Wait, so if it's a bloodline spell, then I can adjust it, or I can adjust any of them?
I think if it's a bloodline spell, you can only do your element.
And the other ones you can adjust.
So
Okay, that's
all of these I can just do whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess I can.
Some of them are really funny to adjust now that I'm thinking about it, like the chain lightning one.
Chain fire.
Bouncing wind.
Yeah, see, well, I didn't know I could adjust cantrips, so...
I don't think you can.
Oh, okay. All right.
They don't count as spells.
yeah.
You don't activate your blood magic.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, whenever you cast a spell with the wind, or whenever you cast a spell of your element, like I think just your bloodline spells, you get +1 per damage die on them, or per spell level.
Wait,
Oh, neat.
what?
So when you do Burning Hands at level 2, it gets a +2 modifier to it from your blood magic.
Wait, is it just a signature spell?
Oh, it's just I think the spells granted by your bloodline.
Oh, okay, so like, yeah.
Yeah, like Burning Hands.
And resist energy, right?
And Fireball next level. And Fireball next level.
Okay.
Cool.
Wind
Coolest fucking
explosions.
spell in the game.
I don't know, man. Hand of the Apprentice is pretty cool. But yeah, Fireball's great.
Real happy to have that. Also, can we say that during this time that we were kind of all just hanging out, I got... Wait, did you say it's once every day I can use it for free?
Yeah, once per day you can use it for free.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't have to... Well, how many focus points can you store at once?
You
3,
store...
but you should only have 1.
Oh.
Yeah, you only have one. But
Okay.
you can recharge it after every combat. If you spend 10 minutes chilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pen a letter and I guess sneak through camp and just like slip it under like I don't know where Seth is staying, but like
it's
wherever
probably-
we met up with him.
Yeah, it's probably pretty easy to find where his like room is.
Yeah. I'm just gonna slip like a letter under his door.
Okay.
Just like
Cool.
tell him like sorry we our time got cut short and just like it's like a 2-page letter with like a brief detail of like what we did.
Okay.
In extravagant, like definitely embellished detail.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. And then, yeah. I'm sorry to keep asking this prompt, but, well, where do you guys go from there?
I guess our strategy is to assassinate the lieutenant.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, sure, I'm okay with this. Like, let's just go assassinate him. I wish I had
Yeah.
3rd level spells.
I mean, all right. So first of all, it's almost definitely not going to happen in the next half hour.
I know.
But second of all, the plan, as I understood it, was to like go in and do that while the army is charging, like in the morning. Just to be clear about my understanding of the plan, in case that's incorrect. But yeah.
Yeah, because we're gonna camp out overnight and then sneak in right before the army attacks if we're gonna try and be invisible.
Yeah.
if we're gonna try and bluff our way in, we could in theory do it anytime, but we probably don't want to, be in the midst of them all night.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
I feel like we're going to at least have the symbols on us, right?
It sounds like
Oh yeah.
Do we have a plan for archers shooting us when we're inside the actual fortification?
Don't worry. Well,
See, I
okay.
think the army is the cause for that. Is hopefully they're enough of a distraction.
I think
Everybody
me and-
inside is looking out, while we're inside looking stabby on Mr. Wolfhead guy.
if the officers give us trouble and the lieutenant's not in the immediate vicinity, I think me and Sonus can get to them pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I'll just bail out of there.
And Ludwig's plan. I'll just leave.
Just to be clear, that is Ludwig's plan every time. That is plan A.
Yeah.
And you have convinced him of plan B every time so far.
He very hesitantly pulls out a bomb, looks at it, and throws at it. Throws it every time. He's only guilted into participating.
You know why they always miss?
Yeah.
Because you're not.
It's
you're
because he's always looking at the exits.
big shit, young panel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with the plan because that's just holding up the party. So let's fucking camp out right next to the enemy.
Okay.
I'm there for it.
All right. One more time. What path are you taking?
I think we were gonna go through the hills eventually, because you were saying the river's wide open.
Yeah, like
The
this
hills
is
we can kind of hide in.
this is super open, but this is not bad, and that allows you to come at the base from a flank. Yeah.
What about this?
I mean, that's also wide open, and also the camp is here. But like, if you want to go all the way around, you can, but you're gonna get spotted, like almost for sure. It's a long time to sneak.
Okay.
I guess we keep our head on a swivel.
Yeah.
So Eva's actually gonna make everybody.
Make everybody what? Sorry.
Breakfast.
Oh,
when
breakfast.
We get up.
Okay. Well, you have the rest of the day to go through first because you're traveling through.
Oh right.
But that's a good thought. I like it.
Breakfast is important.
It's true. So you head off into the hills, kind of descending, and basically almost immediately you hear the sound of like talking, kind of like laughing, coming from like between some of the hills. And when you look, you see that there's like a cave there. And this is maybe, I guess it's probably like 5 or 6 miles from Green Rock Hill. It's like not super far.
But we've kind of crossed the no man's land area.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're like, you can still see the top of the watchtower, but that's, you're yeah, definitely in questionable territory now. Is what I would say.
So here's the question. We might be able to talk with them and convince them that we're part of the group. Maybe get some more information.
We don't
But
even
it
know
is
if
a
we're
risk.
in.
No, we know the group's in, but
Do
we
we?
don't know where the encampment the lieutenant is. It's there may be more information. There may not be.
I'm gonna make that plan B because I'm pretty sure I could sneak us right up to them.
Oh well, or we could go with my plan A, which is to just leave them be.
So you just want to gather information from them?
No, I mean I want to leave, but I mean we could sneak up to them, but I think that'll tip them off, won't it?
Well, we do have these emblems. It's worth a shot, right? So Ludwig's plan?
I'm down with it.
Right, let's get some information. Oh, if anybody, so, quick thing, so, Right. We were the people. Oh, do you remember? The people we fought, the ones that the bandits.
Yeah.
We could just say we were them. Be like, why are you guys all the way out here? Well, it's because we're making our way back. The successful plundering and looting and all the things that those disgusting bandits do.
Yeah, let me think back into my mind real quick.
What do you think of the guy's name?
I am 100% trying to look through my notes.
For the sorcerer's name?
Boars!
Yeah.
We could just say that Boars got lost and I say that's
Or
a
we
great
can just
plan.
say that Boris got killed.
Ooh, even better.
Or
Very
we
true.
can say power play. We killed Boris because he was incompetent.
That may be a little too power play, but hey, whatever works.
I mean,
Also
this Salamander
technically
guy
true.
seems like he respects power. Although, who doesn't?
Yeah. Oh.
Never mind, we'll just go with your plan. We knew Boris got lost or killed, we killed him. No, we didn't kill him. No.
Yeah, I would not lead with that.
Well, this is your plan, and plan B is we kill them. So, let's do it.
I feel like Solus said that with like a hand on his bow. Trigger finger at the ready. Right then.
Alright, let's go. Eve, you should probably do the talking. I don't know how they feel about goblins.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about goblins either.
Oh my.
Oh, wow. Right in front of me.
Oh, you
Oof.
take pot shots at me all the time.
Oh, you caught those. Huh, okay.
Wait, you actually do? I was joking.
Ah! Shit. Me too. Let's go, quick.
Yeah. You guys enter. You start approaching this cave, and there's definitely there's 4 or 5 humans and a goblin. They're just hanging out. They're sitting on these barrels and crates, and they have swords around. And they're sitting around an oil lamp playing cards. They're kind of drinking.
Do they have the salamander emblems on them?
Let me roll me a perception check. I'm too lazy to switch screens. Yeah, it's just on their armor. These guys are not covert like the other group that you are wearing currently.
So, Sonus, do you play games like cards and stuff like that? Is your character?
I would say, yeah, I'd say probably in prison he got into the habit.
Sonus, I'm gonna whisper to Sonus before as we're coming up. Sonus, see what game they're playing. You know what peasant game they're playing over there?
Yeah. Can I roll a?
I think you'll need to start the conversation before you can do that. You're at the entrance and they haven't noticed you.
That looks like an underworld card game to me. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. It looks like something I would have learned
Yeah.
in prison.
Right, those illicit card games. That's fair.
Yeah, I guess Sonus would just kind of walk up and sit down, start talking to him.
As you start walking in, the goblin looks at you and he's like, "What?" He starts to say something, but stutters and points. It's another one turns and looks over his shoulder, and you can see him reaching for a sword that's just sitting on the ground, and then his eyes go down to the emblem on your chest. And did we roll? Well, I guess it doesn't really need to be disguise checks. You guys are just gonna roll a deception check when
We have clothes
you introduce
on.
yourself. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, we're just kind of sauntering in, like, hey,
Right.
what's up? Yep.
Yeah, they see the
Sweet,
emblem,
sweet.
and then like
What?
his hand stays there, and he's like, "Where'd you lot come from?"
Eva's gonna pause for a second and then just like spit on the ground, like try and do her best like peasant accent.
Oh my.
Hold on. Fucking, let's do the deception. I don't even know what the roll is yet. All right, just a heads
Okay.
up.
Yep.
I'm still on the character sheet page. Blimey, we came from the far west, you see. Got caught up holding up some of them peasants, you know.
Just like
Ludwig's head turns slowly to the side to look at her.
he's just like, sounds right.
I'm gonna like
One of the raiding
nudge
parties,
Sonus.
then?
I'm gonna like nudge Sonus and like kind of like push him forward with my like knee.
Sonus is going to.
He pulls
also-
his hand away from the sword and just like readjusts to get comfortable.
Sonus is also going to kind of change his voice a bit. And he's gonna walk over and sit down with the people playing the card game and just be like, "Oh, what are we playing over here?"
Yeah, he's like, we're playing snakes.
Oh, well, deal me in next round.
Yeah, he like slaps the deck and it's
Look at that thick Sheila.
like. You got it? You're in? Got anything to bet? Rations? Wine?
Sonus will take out. What does it look like they're betting right now?
They've got like coins. It's just a whatever betting pool. Like, there's coins. There's like some trinkets. There's like a different fancier deck of cards.
Sonus will just toss out like 2 gold coins.
All right, yeah, they start to deal even.
So,
So,
he's playing the long game of not spending all of his money so that he can gamble. Smart.
Uh-huh.
Are they
Stonks.
are they all playing?
Yeah. There's one guy who's sitting back, not playing.
I'm gonna
He's just
move
like-
over and be like,
I guess he's just like probably boiling his sword or something.
Also,
Fine, you-
just gonna preface it. I'm probably going to just lean into doing like some random Australian accent. Don't.
Oh my god.
Let's not worry about it.
No, it was
Love
just
it,
really
man.
funny to me because it was so quick. You were the Midwest paddle, and then you were Steve Irwin. I was like, man, fucking
Wait,
nice.
Isn't Samus's charisma like super high too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are probably like unreasonably good at these other accents.
Well, yeah. I mean, you heard me like. Well, when you did
Probably
the-
better than me. I wasn't even
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
do a particular accent for this guy, and now I just have to figure out what the fuck. Like,
When you
No, everybody's Australian.
all right,
Yeah,
sure.
well, no,
Shayla.
when you did the
Bobby.
potion to change how I looked like earlier in the church, I
Yeah.
did like the
Yeah.
southern,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
southern farmer.
That was good. That was good time.
well, you're not playing over there.
Oh, I'm a bit busy. Weapon's a bit rusty.
Weapon's always gonna be a bit rusty. Blimey.
These damn koalas keep stealing our eucalyptus.
That's the way of it. It's too damn humid here. Fucking swamp's just a couple miles that way. Trash.
So we're supposed to meet up with the lieutenant, give him some of our take, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We have just
sure.
like
Anyway.
we just have a mix of different accents. Eve sounds like Scottish right now.
Blimey. It's supposed to be Irish, but like with like clearly a noble act, like British accent, like trying to do an Irish accent. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
going for right now.
I think he's like, where are you looting? Like, thought you lot were in the west. Most of the looters, but I think you overshot the base, mate.
Eve is literally gonna take out, like, reach into her bag of holding, pull out like a coin sack that has 100 gold in it, just
Holy-
like drop it in the middle of the table.
Holy shit!
Alright, mate, deal in, come on.
Oh no, just saying.
He just picks it back up immediately.
Like Eve is like taking it back, like, oh no, that's I mean, oh no, this isn't for betting. This is for Salamander's lieutenant.
Where'd you get that?
Like I said, we would loot in west of Eden.
But-
I mean,
You're bad with directions, mate. He like points a direction that's definitely not northwest because he's been in a cave for like hours and doesn't know what. But he just points a direction. He's like,
Well,
Need to get-
we have
miss
to
it.
go
It's
around
west,
the
like-
people. We can't just stay on the road.
oh yeah, sure, but
but yeah, you see that giant fort them humans are building?
if you're coming this way, you came through the road. What?
Oh
Like I
yeah,
said.
we must have crossed it last night.
Yeah, this one right here, this goblin right here. This goblin's not great with directions.
Shakes his head. He's just like, you're fucking lucky. You lot are lucky.
Yup.
Wish we had luck like that. Couldn't barely get here without fucking tripping over some random ass well.
He's gonna look at Ludwig and like crack like a devilish smile. Be like, you said you wish you had some luck. Well, maybe your luck's about to change. It's about we give you part of our take. If no, you bring us right, Lieutenant.
He looks at the rest of the group and looks at the coin bag. He's like, he's definitely eyeing the bag, and he's like, okay, got a job to do. There's
Sonus is going to interrupt and be like, alright, mate, stop the talking, deal the cards, let's play the game.
yeah, they deal you out.
He's gonna pick up the coin sack. Now this one right here, like gonna point at Solus.
Mhm.
This guy's real important to Salamander.
How's that?
Says he's getting groomed to be man of the invasion going west. You know where we got all these coins from?
No, I asked you that and you didn't tell me.
This guy right here single-handedly raided and pillaged an entire fort by himself.
Try it for you say. Looks over.
Should I
he's
do
like,
another deception check?
Bernie, yeah, sure, go for it.
Ludwig's gonna be like back in like hype manning it, like,
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
I think he's laughing a little bit, or like one of the folks at the table is like laughing a little bit when you say that, and he's like, Benny says he looted an entire fort. And Bernie apparently is like, yeah, sure.
He's gonna lean and be like, I mean, he killed, what was it, 36 guards? Like, looking at Solus.
And Bernie rolls his eyes and he's like, come on,
It was-
just
Seeing him roll his eyes, Sonus is going to stand up, slam his hand on the table, definitely going for intimidation here, and it's gonna be like, alright mate, don't you dare my mate here. He killed 47 guards.
Bernie like
And he's-
slowly holds up his hands and he's like,
I'm gonna roll intimidation.
yeah.
And I
Wait,
like
what's a big fort?
Like, fine, fine. I wasn't trying to throw shade, it just sounds like maybe you miscounted is all, but if you say it was 46, 52, I don't much care. You got a lot of gold, good job, good looting.
Who's saying this, by the way?
Bernie.
I'm gonna literally like
Fucking
quick
Bernie.
draw. I'm gonna quick draw and like pull a dagger to his throat. Be like,
He, like, rolls his eyes again and he's like, I don't want any trouble here.
well, you started some trouble when you insulted my captain over there. Apologize.
He looks over and he like bows his head like against the blade just a little bit. There's like a little bit of the sizzle as the acid like activates. And he's like, I do deeply apologize for any offense that I may have injured you with. It's a very impressive haul, as I said from the start.
Alright, well,
I am impressed. Also, ow, that dagger, it hurts. What the fuck? What is that?
no, no
I
poison.
don't think you'd like to find out, mate.
All right, fair. He like rubs his neck. He's like, God, ow.
So how about you just play your cards and shut up?
That's all I've wanted to do, friend.
Is the goblin playing cards?
Yeah, he's super in.
Okay.
I'm gonna like get up next to Solus, like whisper in his ear. So, should we get rid of them?
It doesn't seem like they have much useful information.
Well, they do work for Salamander. Got a little bit of time to kill today.
So do those bandits. They don't really have anything truly that useful.
So fellas,
I
At
guess.
the table, I think I'd be asking like, oh, you know, it's been so long since we went out. Is it safe to go back? Like, I'm trying to kind of suss out. Is there a way we can get back to the fort without meeting a bunch of other people?
So even Solus, as you've been chilling here, you've been on the lookout for stuff. They've got like more seats set up here, and like a couple of extra, like there's cots kind of further in the cave, and like maybe a couple of extra bags, and like the count isn't matching up. It seems like there's at least 4 or 5 more people who aren't here.
Okay. But anyway, Ludwig was saying something.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm just trying to get information as we play cards as
Yeah, they're like,
surreptitiously as possible.
Like, yeah, though if y'all are looters, I lost the accent. If you're looters, then might not want to stick around the fort. It's gonna get hot there tomorrow.
Oh, you've heard about that, huh?
Oh yeah,
Wait,
I mean, they're mobilizing
Are they
it.
talking about the main fort or the encampment, the Salamander encampment?
Salamander encampment. They're saying like if you're heading back there now, you might want to like if you're not part of the army section, then maybe being there isn't in your best interest. You're gonna get caught in something you don't like. Because like
yeah,
they
it's
recognize
just that we
you
have
as
so much. You know, I feel like we have to get there quick. Like,
oh, for sure. I recommend it. Get there quick, get out. Maybe head back north or back west. Get back to Luton.
do we? I mean, I trust the lieutenant, but he's gotta have something planned, right? Like something big. They wouldn't just have it all be open.
Yeah, Lieutenant. Lieutenant's a brave, I want to say man, but kind of looks at the rest of the group and they chuckle a little. Like, well, I mean, we're here to flank. I imagine he's given the same command to others. Trying to pinch around the side, take out the leadership. Cause panic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Did you say on
what
the
do
inside?
you guys think about?
No, what did I say? Like they're here, they're part of a flanking unit, and he says he imagines the same order has been given to others.
Guys, actually, there's something. We were looting some of these, terrible Eden people. We got some drink you might be interested in if you've got a moment.
Awesome drink?
I don't know. Yeah, if you've got some, let me
Oh.
let me grab it real quick.
Oh god. Alright.
And so Ludwig will take the maybe some like wine or something from Eve if you have any just
Yeah.
around.
Oh, Eve is like, this stuff might be too good. Do you have like
No,
a look in your eye?
Yeah, let me just put some of that special spice we got from, you remember that one guy, Gallus. I'm just gonna throw some of that in there.
And I'm going to
Alice,
grind up
special-
a bunch of the Wolf's Bane or
Okay,
whatever the
when
hell
you're like,
it's called in
special
there.
spice, that wasn't spice, that was... you mean those spirits, yes. Oh god,
Yeah.
they were, delicious. Yes, quite good.
And the guy who's been the loudmouth, high-pitched one, he's like, "Hey, you called the guy named Gallus? What a name! Ha! It's not a silly name."
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyways, you guys want to try it? I mean, we've had a bunch, but I mean, you guys have been stuck in a cave. You guys deserve this, I would think.
Oh,
So,
sure.
Ludwig, I don't know if they can handle it. I mean, this stuff's pretty potent. Kind of like
Oh,
trying to egg
Pretty
them on.
good.
Look, we've been down in Potco all night.
In the what? I didn't catch that. Sorry, I'm having trouble with these accents, if I'm being honest.
No, we can handle it.
Well, if you're
Do
so
it up.
sure.
Yeah, and then he'll divvy out the cups to everyone.
Okay. So yeah, you're handing that out. I think. Okay. Let me see.
Oh.
Roll me a deception check, someone.
How long before this kills them?
Oh, like, I mean, in the first
fast.
minute, they take, like... Oh, they take a lot. Okay, yeah, I think you've got at least most of them convinced. Let me see what...
Can I want to aid.
Sure.
So I'm gonna roll a...
What am I...
Yeah, 12d6 in the first minute. That's the first
Yeah.
level.
Okay. You do know that they won't be immediately... Like, they take that damage over the course of the first minute, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, this should just be a 22.
Okay, that's fine.
Which
You
is
still help.
Yeah,
You
it's
still
enough.
bump Eve up by, like, 2, I think it is? So, yeah. They're all fooled. Oh, I guess it's an onset of 10 minutes. So, like... Yeah. Onset of 10
Yeah,
minutes.
because I'm kind of feeling that we can be like, oh yeah, bluff, 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 cough, 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 death. And be like,
Oh, you guys really couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they will also get fortitude saves. It's a DC 30, but 20s can happen. Okay, so we'll just roll those now. They don't. None of them have bonuses to save without a 20. So, 3, 4. Did I say 5? I think it's 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah. So none of them save.
I thought it was just 4 right now, and then like the rest of there is like another 4.
There's like 3 humans and a goblin playing cards, and then there's a 4th human that the one sitting aside,
yeah.
oiling.
There is 5. Yep.
So yeah, they all fail, so they're gonna take the damage. Yeah, so let's see.
get it?
So the onset of 10 minutes has started. And they're taking a sip and they're like, oh, this tastes kind of funny. A little funny.
Not mate. You just need to be one knackered. Just
I think
take
it's-
a little bit.
I think it's too fancy for me, but I don't keep down in it.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's a
This
little
is.
exotic.
You guys must not know fancy. This is some southwestern There's fermented sheep milk. It's crazy. It's the most potent stuff I've ever drank.
I mean, it's fine. I feel it. I feel it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, so let's deal another hand, why don't we?
Yeah.
Could just be the nerves.
Oh yes, I'm definitely in for this one. Count me in for this peasant game.
So they deal you in. Are you guys like? It sounds like you're sticking around for this to take effect.
I'm good if we decide to be like we're out, but
I would like
we-
to be able
I-
to
I
at
think
least
Ludwig
fight
was
the
just
other
like-
half of the group.
right. Just take out the entire thing so they're not around us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind
Um,
of hoping that if we manage to, off these folks quietly, we drag them into the back, we have a good position for anybody else that comes in.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. So, y'all are playing, you get partway through a round, and then, like, you see them start to kind of, like, one of them, like, kind of holds his throat a little bit, another one coughs, and then I think, the one who was initially kind of distrustful, is, like, he's looking around, and he's, like, rubbing his chest, and he kind of looks at you, Eve, and then you, Ludwig. He's like, what was in that wine you gave us? What was in that wine?
Okay.
And he starts to stand
Can
up
you
as
not
like,
handle spices? Oh boy.
like someone else starts coughing loudly, and he stands up. Holy shit! So one guy starts just like falls off of his chair, and he starts just like losing it, and wow, 42 again. Another guy falls over. This guy reaches for his sword, and he like starts walking to you, and then like that's what happens when you roll that many d6s. Very very streamlined rolls everywhere. He like starts walking forward, and the pain just debilitates him. He like drops his sword, I think. I'm gonna roll some fort saves, and if any of them succeed, they're gonna like fight a little bit before this poison kills them. If it succeeds on I'm gonna roll +5 on all of them. If any of them get like a 23, it's like hard, but well, no. Oh, I did that in GM rolls. It's fine. They all rolled under 10. So
Oh, good lord.
so they all just like fall over, and like for the next painful minute, you listen to them just cough to death and like start coughing blood and like vomiting and oof. Big oof.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to take it.
I'm gonna look over at Ludwig and be like, wow, I'm kind of impressed that you did that. See, here I thought
Yeah,
you were
I
just
saw
scared
you
to kill
two
people.
talking. No, I saw you two talking. I'm like, as they're goners anyways, might as well do it the easy way.
Ah.
Easy. Well, listen, if I ever start going out like that, you can just put a knife in me. That looks pretty. Like I'm just
I
like
think-
I kick a dude who's still coughing.
Yeah.
Fucking heinous.
He like
I
stops
actually-
coughing immediately after that. He's just
I think
done.
this wolf thing would be quicker than a knife.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of what I was thinking.
It's,
Look at his face. He's
it's
literally vomiting up blood.
a couple of them are very purple faced. It's rough. They had a bad time here.
Yeah, let's
Like-
move them towards the back. If somebody else comes in, we want to have a chance to, take them out.
You should put the rest of that in a bottle.
But just have it ready.
Yeah, and just leave it
God,
on the table.
wait. A waste of good wine too.
This sounds dangerous.
I have some cheap swill, if you would rather.
Yeah,
it's a little-
so I'm going to put it in a bottle, and then I'll make 2 other bottles that look just like it, but not with the poison. It'll be a fun game. It was a joke, okay, jeez. Let's just get the bodies around.
While Ludwig starts to cart the bodies, Eve's gonna look at Sam and be like, that game actually looks kind of fun. You should teach me sometime.
Oh no.
Sonus?
Oh, what's good?
So let's see.
What is that token?
Oh.
Whoa.
Someone pulled out.
Delete this.
Delete it?
I
Okay.
did it. Never mind.
Alright. Anyway.
I didn't know so I just like dragged.
Yeah, you can like drag the token from your character sheet. Like,
Yeah,
out.
you can just like drag the art over.
Yeah. Alright, so
That's neat.
I think so we're at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever time zone.
What do you mean 11 o'clock?
Yeah. I think this is a good place to stop it. Well, okay, so like, how do you guys set up for this ambush? Are you guys just like inside? What do you do?
So I guess, are we planning to ambush them or
We
just
can play some cards
ditch
till
and go?
till the rest of their unit comes back.
Oh yeah, me and Sona's probably gonna play cards.
Okay, so is it like a... Okay, yeah, sure. So you and Sonus are playing cards. Solus, are you playing
also
cards?
Playing, I'm like leaned back on a chair, just like playing my harp.
Okay.
Ludwig's playing the part that the goblin was playing of kind of being the lookout.
Sure. So,
He look like the other goblin.
yeah, they both look pretty similar. There's like probably a slightly... Yeah, I don't know. There's a little
If
more...
The other goblin is wearing goggles and a jade crown.
He's not.
But,
wearing like a...
you know, hood up.
He's wearing a little cap that like doesn't exactly fit on his head because his ears are kind of like in the way. But yeah. I guess you hear the like... You hear a too familiar sound at this point of just the panting of a canine creature. And you see maybe in the distance, like coming around one of the hills, you see like a handful of bugbears, which you recognize from again that mine, riding like what appears to be goblin dogs, maybe something a little bigger.
Okay, so we could just bail right now.
They'll catch us on the dogs.
Oh boy. In hindsight, I should have known this was a possibility.
You
He was like, get back in the cave. I'll hide here, and as soon as they come in, take a stab at one of them.
Alright. So I think maybe we can... Alright, sure, yeah. So, we're not gonna go full into combat here. But I think we see, just like, from the outside, we see 4 bugbears dismounting. They're these large wolf-like creatures. And they are talking and laughing, and they start to like walk inside. And then like in kind of like a behind the shoulder cam of the first one, he just like freezes and he sees like the bodies in the back. It's like, boys, I think we got trouble. And then I think maybe we see Eve, like, do you just jump out and like stab at this one?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, go ahead and like roll your attack roll, and that's where we'll stop.
Oh, the anime action shot where like the main character is like jumping out of like a shadow.
Yeah, basically. It's like a little nook, a little crevice in the stone wall. And we just see a flash
The
of
to
steel.
be continued.
Yeah, basically.
Do you want me to make an attack roll or no?
Go for it. Yeah, let's just we'll start off with that attack roll next time.
Holy!
Yeah.
Woo!
We just see like
That's,
Eve.
that's at a +2.
Yeah. So we see a flash of steel from this crevice as the camera changes to like look at the side of his face. Like first we see maybe like just slightly Eve's eyes like reflecting in the darkness, and then the steel fly out and just stab through his neck, and then just dark. And that's where we stop for the week.
All right.
Oh, make sure that when you're critting with these weapons, right, that you add the DA, right?
Yeah, you guys all have striking weapons now, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
and
I
yeah,
already
the
have
deadly
that
DA
added.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Oh,
Cool.
So, fucking Ludwig, that was awesome. The poison.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, we could either have a long fight or they could all just die.
Yeah. It's a little underhanded for what this party's done so far, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine
The
with
funny
it.
thing is, Ludwig is the only one who's not cool with that kind of stuff, and I love that he like. We've
It really is the at this point he's a little resigned to some of this. Like, all right,
Oh.
if I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna kill them smart.
Fair. All right. So, I'm gonna say bye to the stream, and I'll be right back. Yeah, it's already gonna be in my Twitch fonts, and then I'll. Oops. Yeah, it's already gonna be in my Twitch fonts, and then I will upload it to YouTube. So, yep. All right. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out, for catching this first actual play. I'll be in like chat if anyone wants to chat a little bit after this, but I'm gonna call it there. Maybe let's look. We'll look if anyone's streaming Pathfinder still. Anyone else, and I'll pass it to them if so. Otherwise, we'll just we'll call it there. You know. Thank you. I will pass that along, Cam. Okay, yeah, I see. Wow, okay. I'm gonna pass it to. I see Pathfinder Iron Gods episode 3. I'm gonna pass it to them. Emerald Weapon Hates Smog. Neat. There's also another channel streaming that's just got slightly too many viewers for me. I feel like it would be. I don't know. It's fine. So, let's see. All right. Thanks again for everyone hanging out. And I will be back on Friday. And until then, have a good night.